This is Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
I know.
Tree.
Welcome to Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, y'all, where you can be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. And Eric, I already know. So how are you guys doing tonight? I'm mad because I look at your face and I already knew what you was about to say. I know. Go ahead. How was y'all's weekend?
It's a good weekend.
Pretty
How's
decent.
the weather?
It's
in
quite
Cali,
damp.
y'all. He in them wet streets, huh?
Dang, Hillary came to play. Like, it's been constantly raining all day. It ain't been raining hard, but it's been consistent. So I've just been inside my apartment all day, being cute and eating up all my snacks.
So our question is, can you stand the rain?
Good night.
So many babies got made today.
Oh,
what's it? August. So when would these babies be due? August, September, October, November, December, January, February. March. Yeah, March baby. Oh, shoot! I was conceived in August.
Right.
March is
Hold on, that would be May. Where'd you get March? I'm sorry. I got it.
September, October,
Where'd
November,
you get March?
December, January, February, March. Oh, April. Yeah, May-ish. Yeah, April, May. Just kidding. I forgot I was premature. No, I was premature, so that's why
makes sense.
Yeah, born in like
classic the 7 month baby. The 7 month baby.
Yes, definitely.
You sound like Sheree. October, spring, summer.
Spring, summer, autumn, June, December. But anyways, let's I guess pop on into these challenge streets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at that. They already closed.
Honestly, this episode for me, I don't know, because I know, did y'all watch it, Josh, Eli?
Yeah.
Okay.
We all watched it.
Treese watched it. She was there. She was in the vicinity. I don't think she.
And then she booked it.
Well, no, look, I paid attention for the first like 20 minutes, and then everybody knows I still got pregnancy brain, so my days are off and mixed up. I don't know when that's gonna come back. I hope it come back soon. But I'm like, oh shoot, it's Sunday. My kid got to go to school tomorrow, so I'm sitting here.
Wait.
In the bath.
School has started for like 2 weeks now, Eli.
No, we in the third week. Yeah. So school, he got to go to school tomorrow. Then Sierra has been sick all week, and she been back to life. Thank God, y'all. COVID is finally gone. And I had to do her because I had her running around her like she was in love. So I had to, had to moisturize and get her together. Oh so God. I was like, I need to do this before we record, because if I don't do it now, then I'm gonna be doing all this at like 11 o'clock. So yeah. So
I just can't believe the school going.
That's what I said when they told me. I was like, y'all got school? What's that?
And any listeners, if y'all under 17, 18, if y'all, or I guess even college students, I don't know if we have any, but if y'all going to school, that's tough. That's tough.
Right, feel bad for you.
My little sister, I just dropped her off at college too.
That's
everybody
true.
in school.
Not in Washington. We always wait till after Labor Day.
Really?
Or I guess where I grew up.
Yeah. When I was younger, we always start school after Labor Day because you're getting Labor Day off. So it's funny, like we would go to school for like a week and they'd be like, "Oh, you have Monday off." We're like, "What?"
Hey, we like it because we're like, shoot, at least we get a little quick holiday in there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be getting us in here.
My school system was weird. When I started high school, we started school on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what we do. We start in the middle of the week.
That Tuesday mess, Wednesday, Thursday mess. I'm like,
no, we start on Wednesday.
My best friend kid, they start on a Thursday. I'm like, really? A Thursday?
Like
that's really
that's not a week. Yeah. That's not a week.
We all started on Wednesday because we started getting the whole Thanksgiving week off instead of just that Thursday and Friday. So
which is we should have been getting it the whole week all this time.
Yeah, period.
What is 2 days gonna do?
Besides stress us out.
Right.
They always say their reasoning for that is is because it gets the kids used to their schedule, so then they can start fresh on Monday. Nah, nigga, we here. This is me starting fresh. What are you talking about? Jesus Lord.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
so let's go to the challenge.
Challenge. Either of you wanna start us off with it?
Well,
Shoot, where did we left off? You want to go, Josh?
I don't know. Let me leave a segment for once.
All right, do your thing.
I'm paying attention and stuff.
come on, Josh.
Okay, so we leave off the last episode. Bananas beat Paulie. Oh, not y'all putting the whole.
Big screen. Oh, camera shot.
Now, I'm not camera shy. I've been on TV. Don't play with me.
Okay,
Bananas
tell him your resume.
So, Bananas actually decides to go and defect to another team. He kind of tugged on Corey's wig. He said, you try to play with me, now we're switching teams.
And on Corey's wig.
Speaking of which, some it was hair getting snatched all this episode. I'll tell you that much.
The whole episode.
Definitely. So there's some fallout from that. It's not too much banter, blah, blah. Go to the challenge.
Oh, before that, can we talk about Dusty? He is so weird. I don't even know who this man is.
Hey, not too much on my guy Dusty. Not too much on my guy Dusty.
Who is he from? Where is he from?
The Amazing Race.
Amazing Race?
Hey, we know, Eric. We know. Relax. I'm changing my name to a Dusty Stan because that's my dog. That's my dog. I'm gonna defend him because that boy loves bananas.
It's giving Jeffrey Dahmer. So do monkeys, but you don't see them acting all crazy like that.
It's ridiculous.
For him in case he gets eliminated, like, sir.
Right. He snuck a letter into Banana's bag.
His name is
That was
Dusty?
so cute.
His
name probably
D-U-S-T-Y.
And I've never seen a more accurately named person.
No, because he looked dusty. His hair is uneven.
Yeah, you look sideways.
The fact that he did that, and I was just like, you pledging your undying loyalty and allegiance to somebody who didn't even ask for it. All this was completely unprovoked.
Eric, now, let me just say, Eric, if you were on the challenge with Davon, you're doing the exact same thing. If Davon's about to go home, you write a letter, like,
I
don't need to.
And no one's gonna be mad at that.
I already know him.
Eric's gonna give her a hug on the way out. He might shed one thug tear.
I'm gonna be like, "That's my best friend."
I love you, best friend.
That's what he's gonna do. Like,
I'm gonna win for you. I'm gonna win this thing for us.
Right. Exactly.
And leave her a little love letter. Thank you so much.
No.
Better not say that. She gonna ask for a cut of that check. I love you, girl.
Go ahead, Josh.
I'll take out the dinner.
All right. So Dusty was being weird, and move on to the challenge. And they're gonna be doing 2x2 against each other. They gotta move from one semi truck to the other. They're gonna be swinging back and forth while the rigs are running side by side. And the blue team is flopping so hard like a fat kid in the pool. They just cannot get it together. They cannot get the screen. They cannot get their disc to stick. So we start to realize that this is really between the red team and the green team.
It's because Bananas was there. That's why they suck.
I thought it was funny because he jumped to the blue team because they're winning and I'm trying to be safe because clearly I can't trust my team to keep me just to get on the team and lose.
I don't know. I'm sensing a pattern. That's all I'm saying. So we get to the final round. And the blue team, I guess Chris comes to a realization that we cannot win. However, we have a preference. We'd rather the red team win than the green team because the green team gonna vote us in.
Right.
As opposed to the red team, they're gonna target people on the green team. So they decide. Chris comes up with the idea of saying, "Hey, forget trying to score. Just go defense." And I gotta say, I don't, because I'm biased. I don't like it, but for the strategy, I'm with it because like if you can control who wins, that means you kind of control your destiny a little bit. So I'm with it. So as soon as the round started, it was Bananas and Tori versus Monty and Michaela. So when I saw that strategy, I was like, Tori versus Michaela. I hope we get to see this battle at some point again this season because, baby, we talk about chugging on wigs. They was playing defense. They dropped all they discs right. They dropped it down and said, "Let's go." And Michaela was like, "Okay, bet." So one time she swung over and she grabbed. She yanked. I was like, "We grabbed her hair." I was like, and Michaela was like, "Yeah, if you in my way, yeah."
Period. They
I
playing.
was like,
Okay.
I was living for it. She snatched the mess out. The way she just yanked back. Oh my God, it was perfect.
We'll check on Tori.
Yes, yank her up.
But ultimately, the blue team strategy was successful. The green team only was able to score three points that round, which ultimately gave the win to the red team. I guess kudos to them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then we realized, wait a second. First of all, the red team only got 6 people on. I didn't realize the team was that small.
Mm-hmm.
They've been losing people back to back.
Yeah, I don't know. It just hit me that episode.
Blue team just hasn't been losing. They're just so big.
They're dominating.
So the Secret Garden has a plan they want to still go and target the vets. So they said it was Tiffany, Chanel, and Michelle.
Oh.
Michelle said, okay, we're going to definitely vote for Wes and Amanda to send in. But then Josh randomly got all fired up after Bananas went and made that first move. He said, now I'm going to control this. I'm still OG that strong, even though I'm technically still Big Brother player. I don't know. He's like, that's a weird.
And I was like, here go Josh. Here he would be the one to be the vet's lapdog. He do this. I don't even watch the challenge, but I know from everybody that watch it, he do this every season. He working with the vet for people who don't care for him. He never get to the end. So it's just like you be helping your friends, quote unquote, and they the ones collecting the check at the end.
Really?
I mean, you need to be getting rid of your friends. That's what you need to be doing.
I mean, that's the problem with the challenge. It's always MTV challenge. It's always, hey, I'm gonna help my friends, and when I get cut, oh well, at least I help my friends. They'll let me win next time.
No, it's like the best way to describe Josh, in my opinion, is like he's one of Santa's reindeer, but he's not Rudolph.
Holy.
And he does that rude. If you're gonna be leading the sleigh, leading other people to the win, at least be Rudolph so you stand out. He over there with one of the
He said, "At least be Rudolph."
That's crazy. He was just like that in Big Brother too.
It's just crazy. He just happened to get
and Paul was Santa.
Ooh. So we move into this liberation ceremony, and baby, it was tense in there. Joshua said, "I will threaten a stalemate. We can all go in."
No, I was cracking up. Tiffany said, "Josh, I'm gonna sit across from you just in case I need to slap somebody."
Baby, I was tickled.
And the wisdom, because she knew she was gonna be on some stuff,
right?
And was right. So first they tried to discuss which girl they're gonna put in, and the girls are standing firm that they want to go and put in Amanda. Mm-hmm. And Josh said he's not doing that. He's not going to do Amanda. He's not going to do Michaela, but he wants to put in Desi. And this is after they decided, okay, the blue team's off limits because they gave us the win.
Right. Which I wouldn't have done. Ain't nobody off limits.
That was anti-black.
I guess for the sake of, semi-loyalty, because at least they recognize if it weren't for them, the green team would have won.
Okay. Tori, get your behind down there.
Right.
Listen, again and again.
So they having this intense deliberation. Josh getting all fired up. He's beating on his chest like he's Magilla Gorilla or something.
Oh, he's so annoying.
He is, however, at least for once there was some sort of method to his madness.
It was.
This one time, he
ate that one little thing, that very little thing.
Yeah, he
warmed up some food. That's what he did. Yeah, he wasn't cooking. He warmed up some food
that someone else made.
Did.
Right. So they have a stalemate. They first decide, okay, we're not gonna put a pin in this. We're gonna put a pin in this, and we're gonna come back to it. Then we start discussing the men. And for some reason, Dusty won't stick up for Lewis, even though they both the only two people from the Amazing Race. And I think Dusty once again has proven his name is accurately that.
Dusty, he's so far up Bananas behind that he didn't even stand up for his best friend, for ally in the game from the same show.
Right. I'm thinking if you're the only two people from this show, y'all got to have each other's back because y'all are going to be expendable to everybody. Who's really looking out for the Amazing Race besides
nobody?
Bananas is because he loves Dusty just as much as Dusty loves him.
Now that's not true. That's some fatal attraction right there. That's giving obsessed.
Why are you so obsessed with him? Bananas wants to know.
Come on. Tori snatched hair. I just saw that.
Oh my god!
Tori's scalp is burning right now,
baby. Because listen, I haven't seen Michaela's OG season on Survivor, but I have seen the clip, and we seen her snatch them girls in the water and pull them through that whole ocean.
That is
Yeah,
where they was dislocating shoulders.
Not that one. It was a
that
one?
One?
In the water.
Oh, okay. It was another one.
She took off her whole top to drag these other two people to score.
I remember that. Okay. I know who that is.
If she can do that.
Wait a minute. I like Michaela.
Yeah, we like Michaela. Michaela is bomb.
Okay, I like her.
Yeah. So I just know her scalp is on fire because if that's the same strength that she summoned back then, I just know. And if she wasn't attached to that wire, she would have been under that big semi. The 18.
So eventually they're going back and forth, yelling. Josh getting fired up. Chanel standing her ground. And we said, look, we're just going to go round by round and we're going to see who we're going to do. And if we get to a stalemate, then we all going in the hopper. So they start going around and it gets to Tiffany when it comes to voting for the girls. Mm-hmm. And then she throws a rogue vote onto Cassidy. Therefore, deciding not to do the stalemate. And therefore, Desi would be going into elimination for girls. And since it's a double elimination, forgot to mention that, Desi would for sure be going into elimination down there to fight.
Right.
And then they get to the guys, and they're tied between Wes and Monty. No, Wes and Lewis. Mm-hmm. But Lewis throws a rogue vote onto Monty. Once again, people not sticking up for their people.
Now, that one really didn't make sense because, like I said, I get why Tiffany didn't do it, whatever, but she didn't have no real. I mean, like her and Desi are in an alliance, but like they're not on the same show. You on the same show, and it's only two of y'all.
The only two.
That made no sense. I thought that's supposed to be your
Wes doesn't. Bananas doesn't want Wes gone. That's his homie. So Dusty standing beside him.
That's
I love
going
it.
Home next week.
He's gonna be so dependable. Because like you doing all this stuff trying to protect Bananas. Bananas ain't gonna do the same for you. He will not.
Bananas don't even know you.
Hey, just wait till Dusty and Bananas are in an elimination together. My dude Dusty's gonna give him the win, and I'm gonna love it.
You're my hero. What? Who the hell y'all cast from that race?
Now he gonna bend the knee.
He is. He's gonna hand him the sword and say, "Here you go, you win."
And will definitely gladly.
They could. They didn't cast James for that. What? My God.
Y'all could brought James back.
That's who wouldn't have folded. James.
Nope. Shout out James.
Shout out to James Wallington. Go ahead, Josh.
So they eventually get around, and this time not only does Dusty fold, Michelle folds. Said, "Well, Luis voted for me, has said my name before, so I'm going to feel comfortable saying his name now." I'm just like, and Chanel is pissed. Like, okay, we just folded like a house of cards now. I thought we were supposed to stand strong. We said we gonna go to it. Y'all folded
because Chanel was like, I ain't scared to get down to no elimination. Throw me into the hopper. I'm ready to go. I'm like, okay, Chanel. We didn't get this fire on Survivor, but I'm here for it, for the challenge, because that's what you got. That's the energy you have to have. Even if you are scared, you just be in the confessionals like, and what? Throw me in. I'm ready. Because 10 times out of 9, they not really gonna try to throw nobody who say they want to go into challenge, because they like, what's wrong with you? Why you want to go down there? So 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 9, they will not call your bluff.
Right, but Josh called their bluff, and Tiffany and Michelle, mostly Michelle. I'm not gonna be too much on Tiffany, but yeah, they both folded.
Right.
So Josh got his way. Even though I don't like it, I guess I have to give credit where credit is due.
Right, we'll give him that one little thing.
He ate that one itty bitty thing.
But like I said, I saw on Twitter before they were mad at Tiffany or whatever. She was like, "Listen, I told my son I'm coming here to win some money. I'm not about to willingly throw myself in danger, potentially lose, and don't go back home with the money that I said I was coming back for somebody you don't even know."
Right. There you go.
And I was like, she said, I got to put me first. And before the pod, I was telling Josh, I was like, and honestly, it makes more sense because a year ago, this is around the same time, give or take a week or two, that Tiffany went home on the first season. So I know she wasn't too willing to put herself in risk again of potentially going home again. Tiffany is itty bitty, although her and Amanda are pretty much, well, I'm kind of, right. Amanda go in there. I ain't got time to be.
Well, I know, but eventually, in hindsight, Tiffany was kind of right because that elimination.
I'm not saying Amanda would have whooped her, but Tiffany would have to fight hard.
No, I just think that Amanda's strategy. We're getting ahead. I'll put a pin in that. We're gonna come back. Cool. So everybody in the house is now discussing, now reacting to what happened. They have the Secret Guard has a little bit of a fallout, and Michelle's getting really defensive because she folded and voted for Lewis.
for no
and
reason.
they said what's done is done. Now we just got to help get Desi who she wants to get in.
Right.
So Desi goes to her green team as a group and says, "I want Cassidy because I think I can beat her." And everyone on the green team be like, "Sure, yeah, fine, we're gonna do it." But really, what Desi did, she went around to the people she actually trusted and said, "Now give me Amanda. I think I could, even though I think I can take Cassidy too. I think I have a better chance with Amanda. So give me Amanda."
Right.
And she said, well, Wes ain't telling me information. He ain't telling me no names. I ain't telling him no names.
I'm not about to give him my card so he can use them against me. No.
Exactly. And it worked.
Very smart.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Very smart. And then everyone else kind of comes to the consensus of doing Chris because Chris was the mastermind of that idea, even though they thought initially it was Bananas. Now Bananas went and snitched on Chris. Yep. So now Chris got a target on him. Everyone goes and cast their votes. We get to elimination. Chris ended up getting, what was it? 6 votes on him. Mm-hmm. So he has the best chance in the hopper, and then Amanda has like 9.
9 votes.
They kept climbing up.
And why TJ laughed at her? I said, TJ is terrible.
And you know what? And Wes was gagged too because Desi's plan worked to a T because he didn't see that blind side coming.
He didn't. Oh, while we talking about votes again, this is week 3, week 4, whatever this week is. So many dang episodes. Week 3 of Michaela keeping her foot on Wes's neck. She was like, "I'm gonna go rogue and throw a vote on Wes. I know he's not going in, but I don't want him getting off scot-free."
The way I would have that same energy, they'd be like trees. Like nobody voting on him. So I don't like him.
I don't care.
My vote over
I'm doing it.
Kiss
Look,
my
I just don't want him to
ass.
get
Her foot is on his neck like peanut butter sticks to jelly between the bread. Okay. And I love it.
She said, "Don't ever feel
That's
too
hilarious, yo."
If you ever feel safe in this house while I'm here, Wes, you shouldn't. It's pretty much.
Your name will always be in that hopper as long as I'm in this game.
That part.
Always, right?
At all times. So we get down to it. TJ goes and picks the names off the hopper. Lewis is going up against Chris, and Desi got her wish because Amanda had nearly all the votes. Mm-hmm. And Amanda is up. And we get our first actual physical combat elimination where it's called the Eagle Eye.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just they just have this one little hexagon shaped disc, and they have to fight over it to gain sole possession and get out of the ring. Right. I thought normally the competition is the best 2 out of 3 or something like that, but now it's just one fight to the finish. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is really do or die. So it's Lewis the firefighter versus Chris, the controversial Survivor winner but former football player. And they were going tit for tat. I was like, well, could really go.
It was a good one.
Even though Chris physically looked bigger, but they was going at it. But eventually, Chris eked it out. Lewis lost his grip, and then Chris ran with it.
Yeah, he did.
So Chris ended up winning the elimination.
By Lewis.
You were here.
Unfortunately, okay. I just don't. Everybody was coming for Lewis since day one, and I was like, "What did Lewis present to y'all in this house that made y'all feel like y'all need to get this man?"
I think it's really just a case of how it normally is on the challenge season where they target the rookies. And
but Monty is right there.
But he's
the rookies. Yeah. With him being Amazing Race, it's almost like they're just like, all right,
that's right. I forget.
Who's the person that everyone will agree to get out? Okay, and then they just go down the list. Right. Oh, who's the next person everyone will agree?
And that's what when we talked about it with Strat Chat, this is why they have to balance out the casting if you're gonna if you're not gonna put at least 5 or 6 the Amazing Race people, don't even put them at all because these little 2, unless you James and Kayla, they're not gonna do well. They don't do well, and it's not fair. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Nah, I agree because Dusty's probably only safe because he's over here leeching on like a parasite to Bananas.
Yeah, he ain't even safe because he's going home next week.
He's smart. He's smart. That's my dog.
For now, he's playing a losing game, but touche.
Getting his stipend, that's all that matters.
Look,
I wonder how much they get.
He coming to get his check.
Shoot, get that check and go home. Shoot, pay some bills. I ain't mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder because I know for All Stars BB, their check was what, $40K. I think that's what the rumors were. They got it for
just coming on.
Mm-hmm. For BB2.
I would have went too. Sure.
That's why I
would have went. Listen, I'd be like, my kids start school in a week. I'm gonna be on there, so I can't lose. You know what? Y'all gotta put somebody up. an easy 40K, and I still got the rest of my summer. Bye. I'm Keisha. I'm with Keisha. Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what the appearance fee is for the challenge. It might be like a little 15. More high. Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
It'd be lower.
Yeah, it gotta be something like
Bananas
that.
gets money.
At least 5 digits.
Oh, Bananas is gonna get more than everybody else for sure. He gonna get top tier. I feel like
those
rookies.
People, yeah.
Bananas and West probably the bigger money makers.
I'm gonna look that up.
And I know if you're Tiffany Mitchell, they got a little extra. They got a little extra cha-ching for you because you're Tiffany Mitchell.
Is she better?
Better.
Oh, because she's America's favorite. This her second, whatever, you know.
Like
so.
literally.
And she was the face of USA 1.
Yeah, she was. And she on the poster again this time. Okay.
Right. As she should be.
So
they know why we watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Lewis is out. Bye Lewis. And now we get to Desi versus Amanda.
I laughed.
We think this is gonna be a complete cakewalk.
Yeah.
But it's like Amanda is scrappy. She has allegedly has endurance. And their strategy was trying to be like, let Desi tie herself out, then go and snatch it and run away with it. I'm just like,
hey, yo, Amanda, she play like she grew with brothers. She a little rowdy.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I was going to say, jumping back to if Tiffany had gone in and went up against them, actually tiring out. So I see Amanda's strategy actually working.
Yeah.
Against Tiffany.
Yeah. Possibly.
Potentially, unless Tiffany had the same thought, because I could also see Tiffany like, I know I ain't no big old thing, and I know my endurance and everything. You see me last season on that bike, I couldn't do nothing. So I'm gonna sit here and let her.
And they just both lay like a potato holding the thing for 2 hours.
TJ would have been yelling at us if y'all get your ass up.
Y'all both going home.
I'm gonna send both y'all home. Yeah.
Right. So they go tit for tat. Desi's kind of dragging her around, but
she did drag her a few, and she slammed her down. I said, "Oh, she." Yep. Twisting her every way with
she dribbling her,
but loose.
Yeah, but however, Amanda's still holding on, and the main thing is you have to have sole possession of it. Mm-hmm. So she can't even. She dragging her around, but she literally have to drag this evil eye with Amanda on it.
If I was them, I would wrap my legs around it too.
I think Amanda had it around her legs a few times, but then Desi still had that still had the upper hand because she's strong and dominant. Yeah. She eventually gets it away, and she gets the win. And kudos to Amanda. She actually put up a better fight than I thought she was going to.
Right. She did better than what's that woman name? Janae did against Tori, child.
Child, that was sad.
Because they weren't even a physical snap. And yeah, we talked about this several times, but yeah, that's it.
So bye Amanda, bye Lewis, and then the episode ends deciding they want to go back. Chris decides to go back to the OG Blue team, stay loyal. But Desi like, no, the blue team coming for me, and I can't have that. So let me go ahead and take Alyssa S's spot. Mm-hmm. So now these people that want to come for me now can't touch me.
That's it. What's that song? And that's why I'm coming for your spot.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of where we leave off. That's the Challenge USA.
Thank you for that recap, Josh. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Josh.
I guess the mic to Tracy.
Pass the mic.
We gotta bring that back.
We did pass. I was like, we did pass the mic in a minute.
We forgot a lot of our traditions.
I know, because we're gonna go into Big Brother 25. Sometimes I be ready to say some messy things, and sometimes I got really back. That was a moment where I had to reel it back. You know what I'm saying?
All the way back.
Sometimes I take it too far. That comment was gonna be too far.
Don't worry, we can always try new traditions here.
Right.
I know that's right. Right. That part. Okay, y'all. So we gonna get into this week of Big Brother 25. So last we left off. Riley went home. Bye. Who cares? Next. They like, congratulations on making the show, but your time is over. It has ended. But we went into the last episode. Of course, they left us on a cliffhanger on who won HOH. We finally got to see who won, which we already alluded to last week. Our good sis, Auntie, Mama Fifi, Miss Felicia won HOH, baby. And when I tell y'all, Sister Girl got her seasonings. They gave her some pepper. They gave her some Larry's.
They gave her
some garlic
mangoes.
salt, even though she asked for garlic pepper. I mean garlic powder, but they gave her garlic salt. But they gave her some seasonings, okay? Enough to last the whole season, okay?
And she got her red vines.
She did. She
got
everything that she needed.
She got her jelly beans too.
Period. That's for sure.
Yep. Everything Miss Fifi wants, she gonna get. Okay, Mr. Big delivered. Okay. So first off, initially, when we get ready to talk to Noms, which everybody is going back and forth about Cerie's game. Lord Jesus, Cirie plays terrible. Cirie, we gonna get into that. But in this specific moment, I really like Cerie's game. Okay, so Cirie basically goes to her and Izzy are having a conversation like, we got to get Heisem on the block. Like, how are we gonna get him on the block? We got to like present that to her or whatever. You know, it's her HOH, but we really want to do that. They went to the HOH room and basically presented to Miss Felicia like, we got to get the girls to the end. I love the fact how they started out with like, we got to get the girls to the end, and then they done talked all week about putting every other girl on the block.
Last night, I mean, they went through the whole.
When I tell you this cast is so flopped and flipped. Shoot, at this point,
flippity,
all of this. Listen. So they basically go back and forth, and she's like, you know, we got to keep the women strong. So then, of course, that's when they come up with the noms. That they discussed being Jag and Cameron. So they let Miss Felicia let Cameron and Jag know, like, okay, now the initial plan is the backdoor Heisem. Everybody been talking about this all week. They did not like how things went with him last week. So they've been going back and forth with who with backdooring Heisem, but it had to come down to these veto picks or whatever, right? So basically, Cameron is a little upset about being on the block, but Miss Felicia, she does her thing that she does and made him feel somewhat comfortable. So he's like, okay, cool. Jag handled that he handled it really well. He's like, of course I don't want to be person on the block. And then, which my number one reason, I would say, you know what the problem is with me going on the block? Like, I trust you that this is what I know you want for this week. But the problem is, once you hit that block, people in the back of their mind like, well, Jag's already been on the block, so I'm gonna put him back or whatever, right? So, which is very, very smart. I'm glad he mentioned that, because that's my number one thing. You put me on the block, you don't make an enemy out of me.
Because you don't, because and
100%.
There is no, can you be a pawn? Don't take it
it's not a pawn. I'm expendable to you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what people need to realize. If you think I can be a pawn? Okay. And you can be one for me too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what I would say. Okay, so if I went HOH, you gonna be my pawn too? Okay.
Yeah, I would say, look, it's like, hey, do you mind being my pawn? No, I don't want to be a pawn. I feel like if you put me on the block, I'll be expendable. If you wanted me to give some trust to you, if you do end up putting me on a block, just know that I would love to have that favor in return next week if I win HOH. They're gonna put my ass on a block and I'm gonna be the target. Like, we gotta get trees out of her.
Because I remember when we were talking about discussing hypothetical situations, we was on the Big Brother house. Yes. You were saying like, look, if I put you on the block, that means I don't mind if you go home. I might have a backdoor target, but if you go out, then I don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's like Jag kind of sees it that way. It's like, I'm still kind of expendable to you. Like, you gonna put me on the block. But then what happens if Heisem happens to win that veto? He said, what happens?
And he snatched Cameron off. And then you have to put up Blue.
Yep.
Then what? Because you're not going to put up Matt.
Right. So, where did I last left off? So, they're going back and forth, right? And so, of course, the noms end up being Jag and Cameron. So, we're going to reverse this back a little bit. The happenings that's going on in the house. There is a situation where everybody knows about the Heisem vote except for Heisem and Red. So what Cam does, this little raggedy mother, he goes into the having our room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
He goes into the having our room, and he basically breaks it out. He acting like he telling him some like hot tea. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, I'm gonna give you this information because you know you're my boy. You know, beard gang all day, gang.
Oh my God!
But
not Eli with the
literally
my country gang.
So he basically goes and tells him about the plan to backdoor Heisem, which was terrible. I mean, good for
It was
Cameron,
actually
I guess.
smart.
I was about to say
Very smart. No, very
it depends
smart
on what
for
perspective.
Cameron on his end, because in Red that shows true loyalty, because now Red feels like he's at the bottom of his alliance. I'm in alliance with y'all and y'all have this plan. The person in my alliance is on the block. Why y'all didn't tell me? First of all, y'all didn't trust me to have this information. So Cam gets a little notch up, because for his personal game, that was a great move. The other side, you know, they'd be like, oh, well, he told he's supposed to be in that alliance too, and he told it. They already don't trust him, okay? Right. Don't nobody trust Cameron in the house. So at least he got one person on his side.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Hopefully be on his side. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. One person will win HOH next week.
And shoot, Red basically wants Cameron in the professors.
Yep.
Like, that's his dude.
But speaking of, like, can we agree that as much as we love Felicia and Sari and all of that, telling the whole house the plan was absolutely atrocious. That was not the move. Yes. Especially this early. Vito wasn't even picked. And because now what if this had gotten out before Vito picks and Heisem knew, and then he gets picked? Now he know he has to gun for it. Otherwise, he know he's going to get backdoor. Or he has opportunity to flip people, do whatever, expose games. It just wasn't smart. I know the plan behind it was so everybody be on board, but this just shows the lapse in, like, you have to understand timing in this game is everything. And although we get your plan, it wasn't time to tell everybody. The plan should have been, I have a target in mind. I'm not going to say who it is. Just know that you my pawn and leave it at that. Right. Because if them nominations would have stayed the same, because had Cameron not told Red and Red won that veto, Red wasn't going to use it.
Right. So basically what it comes down to is Corey, Jared, Sari, and I think Izzy, they had the conversation. Like, Corey is, I'm sorry, that boy got some sense. Okay, he got a lot of it. He was like, look, if we have this conversation about who we want to nominate this week, who we want the target to be, we can go back and forth 8,000 times, 8 million times. It does not matter. Even when we're annoyed, tired, whatever, we can go back and forth all day. The problem is you telling everybody in the house. So then when they flip-flopped again, was like, well, maybe we shouldn't have Heisem be the target this week. You ain't got no choice now. What y'all gonna do?
Oh, this is after the veto, so you gotta tell them about the veto. Catch them up on the veto. That leads
I was just yeah. So basically, we get down to veto and
I said spoiler alert for
spoiler alert. We get down to the veto comp. Whatever the veto comp, we don't know exactly. Excuse me, what the veto comp is, but something to do with the chicken. Sticky. Yes. So basically, oh, my voice is all shaky. Jag ends up winning the veto.
All right,
boy, which is awesome. Which, you know what? This helps that whole notion of Jag was like, you know, once you get on a block, there is a big possibility that somebody could use you next week to be on the block. This helps a lot that he won POV, because somebody might be like, oh, we just put Jag back on the block. Well, we might need him to be a target, so maybe we should put him up. So it was a really good thing that he won the POV. So after the POV got won, that's when it should have been a very easy week. Okay, should have been easy as pie.
Listeners, I'm telling you guys, before, I think it was probably Friday night, I sent a text to our group chat like, hey, the podcast is probably nothing's going on. We knew Heisem was a target since last week. I'm like, man, I don't even know what we're going to talk about for more than 5 minutes. Oh, they're still on Heisem. Heisem doesn't get picked. Heisem's out of here. Guess what they did, man?
Last night was insane. That's all I got to say.
Eric, go ahead and tell us how many targets were there? Just break that down for us in the course of an hour. Who are all the flip-flops?
Yeah, they did it in like 5 minutes.
There is a tweet. There's a tweet. And do you know how to add the tweet to it? Because I'm going to talk about it. And could you add it to the stream so they can hear it?
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. But I'm going to go. Let me say this real quick. So, Vito is one, right? And don't mind me, I'm looking down, so I'm trying to get to this tweet. the veto has been won. And they're like, okay, cool. Heisem, his fate is sealed. He's going home. But Corey made a joke to Sari saying that the middle people have an alliance called the Middleman. And in it, he said me and named other people, but she heard me.
Yeah.
And so from that point, she and Izzy were convinced.
They ran with it.
That Mimi was with the other side. And they was like, she's playing us. Because she not even over here. In context, they were supposed to have a meeting, right? Their alliance. And she's like, I gave Mimi the signal several times. Izzy's like, I told her too. And Mimi did not show up to this meeting. So I was like, Mimi, why would you not do that? Because
it's so funny though.
It was funny. And so they already got her sketched out right there, right? And then they decide that we're going to tell Felicia when she gets to the room that this whole side, Mimi's with them and Bowie's with them and nobody's talking to us. So they're trying to get the numbers up. That's why they ain't talking, because Jag was all on me like white on rice before. Now he won't even look at me. They was all up in here that now they, because they don't need us.
And keep in mind, it's been like 3 hours since he won veto. And most of the time I don't even know. Like, let people just chill for a second. Not Sari, not everyone is you.
Great point, Eli. I just sent it to you, Therese, on Twitter, to your personal DM. But no, that's a great question. I mean, great point, because, and I mentioned this as well, she is so used to having to play hard for $1 million. Like, she's like, who else ain't playing hard? Who else not scheming? Who else ain't gaming? This is $750,000 on the line. Why aren't they? So in her mind, everybody's playing as hard as she is. And what she don't realize is that this is a modern day Big Brother, and they rather lounge in the pool than focus on the money. So she's doing this hyper gaming because she thinks they're all at her level, and that's the unfortunate flaw, is that she's overestimating. But getting back to it. Oh, you got it, Trees? Oh, perfect. So this is the tweet that's going to showcase how much it flip-flopped after they pulled Felicia in and let Felicia know that they felt that the Mimi and Bowie had abandoned them. Can you? Is it?
Oh, you want me to play the video?
I thought you were playing it.
Oh, okay.
No,
let me
it's
play
funny
it.
to listen to it. Yeah, start it over.
Okay.
Maybe we put up fucking maybe. I think we should put a red. I'm down. I was always I'm gonna put Matt's ass up on the goddamn block. No, go sis. No. I'm just now. I know it'll seem like we're not getting nobody out, but if we put Mimi up, then it stays exactly where it's at. They is still one. A Mimi or a Bowie. Even a Bowie might be better. Bowie would be Bowie might be better because then Mimi's gonna shit her pants. Cameron Jag Blue. If we put up America,
Baby,
they'll vote to keep her. Mimi, maybe
they're just making up alliances.
Go back. Maybe we put up Mimi.
They were upset that no one was coming up to them while they were talking smack about them.
Matt, I'm sorry, but I'm after hurt your feelings and put you in that fucking chair.
look, Matt, like, wow.
I need to know
why
Matt goes up. Different. So Cameron also is in the middle, right? I know. Yeah. Just listen, let's go back to that red Cameron go up. Yeah. We want red to go home. Bowie has a better gameplay, and Bowie is the one that's more strategic. But here's the thing. Could we salvage the bye-bye bitches if we got rid of America?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. She would not look at my face. I'm putting her ass up. Think about it, but she's a good option. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think, if we didn't put up Heisman, who would be a good person from their side to pull.
Bowie says, I think.
And then it would have to be somebody that they'd be willing to vote out over Cameron.
They trying to think of all the names. Who all on the game?
Yeah, that's a
Boy, don't know nobody.
Maybe America.
Like America or something. So again, does everybody agree that it probably is not a smart move to get rid of Heisman, or it is a smart move to get rid of Heisman?
And maybe this is just me being fucking scared.
What Therese was talking about.
But I think keeping that guy in the house when 12 people were in on a backdoor plan, half of them who were basically saying this is the other side. You saw how paranoid he was last week when he was head of household. He was immune. The second he hears that, because today he's grilling me downstairs, who would you put up as a replacement nominee? Do you think it could be me? And I'm like,
he could be right. As
he
in,
might
it's
just lose his
it might be too
mind.
late. So I think we have to wait. I think we stick with our vote for Heisem.
Oh my God. This video
So,
tickles
Lord
me
Jesus.
because y'all don't understand. If you were not watching this in real time, Treese was at the store, so she missed a lot of it at the beginning. I don't know if you were watching Eli or Josh, but I was watching this in real time, and it was so stressful because this happened over the span of hours. The stress of listening to them.
Oh
go
my
back
God,
and
it
forth.
was so
Because they were so convinced. They were like, "Oh, turn on them. Look at them. They see there they go. You know what they talking about? They're talking about us. They're talking about how they got us. They know they got the numbers. They got the numbers. Mimi ain't talked to us all day. What's going on? Cause she with them. Oh, here she come. Lock the door. She ain't getting here. Lock the door. I don't care.
Maybe she was downstairs having a conversation. She probably couldn't even get away, and they over her plotting behind this girl. But I could be in the bathroom boo-booing, and y'all put me on the block. I wasn't watching.
Exactly.
And they were like,
Give
we
me
know
a
she in there.
minute.
We know she thinks she in there using the bathroom, but we know what she really doing. She really talked about how she fits the blindside us because she didn't
really
slip
in
away.
this.
Oh, America and Matt been in the bathroom for too long. They might be doing yoga or something, but they're talking game.
She said, look at them. Now they all in the kitchen. Now they just laughing at us. They
In
making
the
us look like
DR.
fools.
Why you hiding? Why you hiding?
The funniest one, they actually said that at Blue and Jag because they were like, "Hey, Blue, tell everyone to come up to the HOH room." They walked like right outside the HOH camera so they couldn't see them. They're like, why'd y'all walk right outside the camera? They're so smart. They know they know exactly where the cameras are.
And then they were like, oh, what about the 7? Ain't nobody asking. We said we want to have a meeting. Had they talked to you about coming to the meeting? No. Had they talked to me? See, that's what I'm saying. And this is the cadence that they're using too, because they're like so dead sure that they know that they're being conspired against, right? And Mimi, well, I can't believe this. After all the foolishness that Jared then said and did, because he didn't cause I don't even know what a word to use, mayhem on the timeline with stuff that he's saying. So Jared just needs to be quiet. But Jared was in the shower while they're having this full-on meltdown, paranoia twist, right? So he comes out the HO room and they tell him, they against us. Mimi and Bowie then moved to the other side. And Jared is like, he's still drying his head. Like, what's going on? Like, what? They working with the other side. And so they try to fill him in. He's like, have y'all had conversations with them? And they're like, no, but we know. He was like, how do you know? He said, is there concrete evidence? Did they say anything? They was like, no, but we just know. We just know because they haven't talked to us. And he was like, well, she was like, because Jag, you know how he was all on. He said, well, he did just win the veto. So he's probably on that veto high. And she said, but if he's on that veto, why would he still feel like he didn't need to come talk to me? And it's like, y'all, everybody don't need to come talk to you every single minute of the hour.
And I think my favorite part of the night was when Mimi finally came in. They were upset that she wasn't coming upstairs. Yes. And finally she comes upstairs. I think she actually shocked them that she came up to the HOH room that quickly. She did. Like, they didn't see her on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But she brought in food, was just chilling eating her pita chips. And she's like, so Heisem's the target, right? And they're like, oh, yeah. And then finally they start like prodding where it's just
grilling
like
her.
Yeah, they started trying to grill her a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So if we didn't do it, who would you target? And I thought she saved it here because her answer seemed so perfect. I forgot who she said first, I think, but I remember she said Red at the end where she's like, yeah, we could potentially take a shot at Red. I think the other ones were like Matt, Blue, just the other side. But then she finally went like, or we could do Red, which is the last name that they mentioned. So I'm like, she nailed it. That was the last name that the group said. Mm-hmm. And man, when I tell you, she got up, left, they immediately said, that's when Felicia was like, I'm putting her up. I'm putting her up.
You see her? She wouldn't even look at me in my face. Because Sari, y'all, I tweeted about this. Sari was like this. Sari was staring at her while Mimi eating. Sari just looking at her from the bed like this. and Mimi don't even
baby, when I tell you, she was just like, I don't know why Sari don't like Mimi. She do not like that girl.
I said Mimi don't even know that her head was on the silver platter 20 minutes ago, and she just eating so nonchalantly like everything is all good in the world. And then I tweeted that video with Kelly Price. It was like, girl, there's some people in your circle that you think is their friend, that you think is your friends, and they talking against your future.
And you know what's funny? Today, Izzy was talking to Mimi. She was just like, hey, how you feeling about yesterday? And Mimi like, me yesterday. What happened yesterday? She's like, when we were talking in the HOH room, the vibe kind of felt off, and she was just like, did it? Business, meeting with her alliance and chilling because Mimi had no idea. She like, was it?
But see, this goes to the problem with Mimi because, like she mentioned, I need her to. I remember a couple weeks ago, she was like, I need to get my gumption up. I need to get my gun and start having these conversations. Sis, the gumption is now. The time is now because she's in the storage room talking about
she definitely need to pick it up now.
She's in here telling Byyyeee because Byyyeee was like, what if I'm, trying to calm Byyyeee down? She's like, girl, don't worry about it. You're not in danger. You're not what X, Y, and Z. And then she's saying she can't manage one person's emotions, and you need to manage your own because you don't even know that you're in danger from your own alliance because your social game is lacking.
You in danger, girl.
She in danger. And it's not that she can't. She just, it's like missing that meeting. Go ahead.
I think she's just playing the slower pace BB, whereas you don't got a survivor player constantly trying to change things because she's been in okay spots. Was she in the best spot? No, because I don't think she's doing a great job building those relationships with the middle and the other side. I think she's just like, oh, I got the what is it, brown sugar babies and the professors, and I'm good.
And the Byyyeee, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
Byyyees.
And she decides to just relax for a day and chill. What? She's no target. Hisam's a clear back door. Gosh, 12 people think Hisam's out of here.
So she should be able to relax, but she can't because her alliance is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
See, I get it. To a certain extent because the one thing, Mimi has been in a lot of different conversations in the house, okay? So she probably does feel comfortable, even though her name is getting thrown out. I think she's definitely on there like, well, everything changed about 4 seconds a week, so if my name on the block is whatever. But something to note this week that America has got up to play Big Brother, which is cool. She was talking to Jag. Listen, she was talking to Jag, and she told him about getting people on their side, like Mimi. She was actually thinking about recruiting her, even though she don't trust her. Thinking about getting Mimi on her side because she said that she sees Sari, Izzy, and Felicia at the top of the other side with the branches of people like Red, Byyyeee, and Jared. And she sees Corey playing in the middle, but he's close to Sari. So America is definitely noticing these literally spot on. So she's like, okay, I know that these people are for sure over here. I know these people are here. These people are here. She's trying to build her side up. She's slowly getting into the game. I think she's been having the game pinned from day one, honestly. She's just finally talking to other people and voice it. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. But I think America
Jag really wasn't trying to hear that.
To watch. He wasn't. Jag was like, in Sari we trust, okay? In Sari we trust. That's pretty much the gist of it. But
I was going to add, the crazy part about all of last night to me that was so funny was that as they were going through all these different people who they wanted to put on the block, because they just knew that they were all in an alliance and they were going to be the targets next week. You have America, Jag, and Matt talking about, and Blue talking about targets next week. All of them agreed that it's going to be a mixture of Byyyeee, Red, and Cameron. Not a Sari, Izzy, or Felicia mentioned.
Neither.
And you get then Cameron,
not one.
Red are talking, right? And although Cameron does allude, he alludes to Corey as well, that, he knows Sari and Izzy and Felicia there, that power structure is dangerous. He said, but that's not for now. That's for further on down the road. So if we were to win power next week, we should be looking at a Matt and a Jag or Blue or somewhere in those lines, right?
That changed today. Red and Cameron. Oh wait, who did you just say?
Red and Cameron. Yeah,
Red and Cameron just decided that Blue and Jag are now the targets.
Okay, but still, the point was that Sari, Izzy, and Felicia's name were not mentioned at all.
They at the back. They at the back of the back of the book. Okay,
and here they are trying to take out these very people who aren't even checking for them. So I was literally, I was like, oh my, y'all are about to ruin your spots in this game because nobody's checking for y'all for a very long time. And by the time they start checking for people like Sir, it may be too late.
And y'all just remember, they're also targeting Hisam, who has doesn't even seem like he'd go after anyone in their group but maybe Jared.
Yeah.
Like, and last week we were saying it's a bad move. And this week, I still don't think it's a good move, but they kind of sealed their fate, in my opinion.
At the beginning, it wasn't necessary. Honestly, it wasn't the move. I wouldn't have done it if I was Flish. But given the fact that they're, even though they're going to go through with this and that they're taking out one of their own numbers in a shield.
Maybe.
Right. They're still not targets, which I thought would be, you know, I was like, if y'all do this, people are definitely going to come for you now that y'all don't have Heisman to protect y'all. But for whatever reason, I believe it's Cerie's missed and Auntie Felicia's cooking because nobody is coming for them anytime soon, despite them turning on their own alliance member. Go ahead.
However, I would like to point out that, you know, if they do fall through with this plan to put up Heisman, oh my God, my voice all of a sudden.
Then they're going home.
No, because Heisman still got 3 days, really 4 days to go and stir up that pot. Who knows what? He seemed like the type that
he got some sense.
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Do he have to vote?
He do got sense at the same time.
But would he?
I don't know. We gonna see.
I mean, he next to Cameron. He next to Cameron, so there's always a chance.
I think if he goes up, he's definitely going home. But I'm just saying, he gonna cause so much chaos. He gonna be like that Denzel Washington. I'm gonna leave here with something.
I'm leaving here with something.
It's gonna he gonna burn it down. That's exactly
but here's
what
the
he's
thing:
do.
there's really not much for him to burn
but
down.
There's,
what he gonna...
I was just about to say, well, there's not much he can do because the whole house nobody keep no goddamn secrets. So he gonna say some stuff, and they're gonna be like, "Well, there's an alliance with so and so, so and so." The only thing the other side is missing is the name, and there's only like 2 people who don't know the name.
That's all. That's literally it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. This game, it's only week 3, child, and day 18. Crazy.
We up, baby. Team Fun feeds, and we love fun feeds. And keep it up. I don't care whatever people are talking about. Is it the right move, wrong move? I'd watch this any day of the week.
As long as it's entertaining, I'm in it.
Yeah. Changing targets, that's what we love. Going into Thursday, not knowing who's going home as we did last week. That's fun, even though we ended up figuring it out.
When's the last time we've been hooked to feeds this long, so consistently? This is week 3. Normally, they start to kind of, you watch them every day.
24. At this point, I might have turned it on for the leftovers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I was like, nah, this ain't for me.
Right. Even in 23, they only had us for those first couple weeks because Xavier's HOH was boring. So really, and then like we would just be watching mostly for, you know, in and out. I know me personally, I was just kind of in and out, but because they were doing fun stuff on the feeds, there wasn't a whole lot of gaming going on and scheming, right? Because the cookout pretty much had the game on lock. Right. Because the cookout had the game such on lock that what they had people so I just realized that they kept them so isolated from each other, the house guests from each other, that there wasn't a lot of co-mingling, so they really couldn't, you know, so it wasn't a lot of goodness like
when you really look at it, all them game night, they the most game playing cast I've seen on feeds and Big Brother. And now that I think about it, I don't even know if they set that up like that purposely, but that was definitely a strategy. Keep these motherfuckers busy so y'all not scheming against us black people, okay?
Because in most of these seasons, at night is when they do it, and they were playing them games
exactly.
Role playing the same thing over.
Exactly.
Go get your wig and become Lucius. Tiffany, get on her British accent. Like y'all start doing freaking talent shows and karaoke every night.
Right. I wanted to specifically bring up, there's a whole big conversation going on about Cerie's game. Everybody's like, Cerie's the legend. She isn't. Okay, y'all gotta be real, okay, here. And I'm gonna read this tweet from High from Survivor, which I love that he said what he said. But the number one thing I gotta say, y'all really have to remember Survivor is an edited game. I think Josh is the one that talked about this last week. It's an edited game that we watched. You get 40 minutes. Cirie probably always been Cirie. We just seeing Cirie 23-2. I mean 23-6 at this point. Yeah, so you got to remember, like, these people on Survivor that we see, we don't really know her. We getting to know her now, but you got to remember, even if you add up every single episode that Cirie has been on 3 reality shows, it's still not equaling up the time that we've seen her in the last 3 weeks, okay? Everybody not perfect, okay?
No.
But how I tweeted this
She low-key
today,
is because...
or was it yesterday? Huh?
I said, but she low-key is because perfect.
Right. So how I tweeted, he said, this is normal behavior on Survivor, by the way. Everybody is an option at all times. Big Brother forces you to lock in targets for half the week, so it's inflexible after you set nominations. And that is 100%. 3 is set on Survivor voting block. Like, okay, we got this amount of time. That's why her mom moving so fast is what you're used to. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if Sari, hopefully she stays longer than and makes it to the end, she's eventually going to get the hang of it. But it's week 3 in the house,
Day
yo.
18, I'm
it's
telling
week
you.
3. They really have not been in that long. This is a long game. They really have not been in that long.
And I'm sorry, but I was just going to say, I'll never blame anyone for running through scenarios. I feel like so often we get caught up on people like, oh, they just have such a single-minded vision. Sari's running through scenarios. She's running them with her people. It's not like she's doing these crazy scenarios, talking to Jag and Blue and trying to do a plan like that. She has her crew, Izzy, Felicia, Jared, and Corey's been sneaking in. But that's the crew that she's doing it with. And they aren't going to backstab her yet. And so it's like you want to run through your ideas with people. If they were right, imagine they are doing a coalition like they did against Heisem, then they'd look like geniuses. But in this case, it's just something that's not happening. And where it stands at this second, they're still on the Heisem plan. So we're in the same spot. They were just thinking of scenarios.
And they're still safe for the most part, going for the next 2 to 3 weeks, it looked like.
And their only flaw right now is just they ran their mouth too early. Like the plan as of now is still going off, but I will say like an hour ago, Izzy and Sari are like, "Is it right to get out Heisem?" So
I just set the phone
again tonight. I think they're gonna still go with Heisem regardless. I think I don't know what they're gonna do, but I think there is gonna be another slight back and forth tonight. But speaking of the week, I'm gonna talk about the drama that has been going on. There has been a little bit of discord. We're just gonna talk about for half a second. So earlier in the week, we had talked about it, and Jared and Izzy had gotten to a conversation. They were talking about women and casual sex and what women can do in their opinions. Basically, Jared we talked about it last week. Jared is being Jared. He has misogynist on his chest. Okay. We already know. Okay. Izzy got him in his place and was like, "Hey yo, like, don't talk to me like that." He kind of got out of a little pocket, but when I tell you the streets were turned on Jared already, I think this week solidified Jared is officially the bottom of a lot of people's lists.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
If I'm going to be... No, we'll talk about this in ranking. Oh, about situation or Jared's
Okay, we can do that in
ranking.
Are
we talking about game or are we talking about ranking?
No. Just in general. Just the situation.
Jared needs to shut up.
All the way.
Retweet.
And sit in that corner. Retweet. You know that corner that Corey's sitting in up under that blanket? That's where he needs to go. And stay
That's
there.
where he needs to. And stay there
the
by himself.
5 weeks. Because,
look.
Yeah. And just be quiet. Don't say nothing to nobody. Become a ghost. Blend in with the
and
wild
look. And then his second mama, the newly found drama with Auntie Felicia. They were talking. Sari was talking about how Blue was trying to kiss Jared, or they talked about kissing, and Sari was like, Jared don't want to kiss that girl, and here come Felicia. Oh, look at her being a little hoe. Whatever she said. She called her hoe.
Yeah, because she was like, well, this is what she said. Actually, she said, when you gonna give me a kiss, Jared? Da 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 da. And Felicia, oh, Blue's a hoe.
Listen.
Felicia.
I get it. Okay. And it's like, oh, there she slash up. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be very, very, very real with y'all. I don't care. As a woman, I'm speaking for myself. Okay. There are so many things that you can nitpick in the game about. If y'all want to be upset about it, be upset about it. She should not have called this woman a hoe. What? I'm being a pick-me? I'm the pick-me?
The misogynism is jumping out. The internalized misogyny is jumping out.
We've already talked about this on the pod. I'm a little misogynistic, okay? I'm not a lot. I am very little. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have slight misogynistic views, okay? But I'm learning. But honestly, in this situation, like I honestly have to say, like Miss Felicia, throughout the whole, like in the beginning, she would call people heifers. That's probably in her vocabulary. For a long time, I used to be like, let me tell y'all what this heifer did.
I still say heifer, and I'm gonna continue.
I don't know that woman. So that's kind of in her. Well, is it right? No, you can't be walking around 2 and 2 and 3 calling people hoes, but Blue be walking around calling people bitches, and we ain't saying nothing about that. So,
what's that song? Bees ain't nothing but some tricks.
Yeah, hoes and tricks.
Okay, but on a serious note, listen, I honestly don't think that Felicia thinks that Blue's a hoe. I don't think she has any I don't think she had any ill will towards
I'm just waiting.
I think she just said it just because it's in the game, it's in the heat of the moment. Everybody see that, they have a little thing going on.
Yeah.
And so she's like, and Cerise her friend. So if Cerise saying that Jared don't want her, but Blue's throwing herself all on it in real world terms, what do you consider that? A lot of times, I don't consider that, but a lot of times people are like, oh, that's a hoe. He's trying to get that man. That man don't want you.
I ain't gonna call her a hoe, but that is a hoe act.
Okay?
This is how me and my friends talk. Like she was a hoe act.
Was whole like the hoe jumped out.
And
And listen, she grown. Jared and Blue are grown. They gonna do what they want to do. I honestly don't care. I'm ready for one of them to go home. Preferably, I would like Blue to go home first because I would love for Jared to get the jury just so I know for sure he can get Saria a vote. But that's it. He can go home.
Jared
first,
ain't going no, and we'll talk about this. He's not going anywhere. Jared is probably the best position in the house.
Yeah, he's in the best position if he can learn how to keep his mouth shut. If Blue leaves, he's in the best position. But Blue is gonna get him caught up and in trouble because he is itching, y'all. When I tell you itching to tell her his secret, and it's like, and Blue, everybody like, oh, she got it. Nah, Blue a little stupid, like real little, just a little bit. Because unless we just not seeing it on the feeds, I would have thought, excuse me, I would have thought she would have went and told Jag like, hey. I was talking to Jerry and something not adding up. He told me something. Nah, she in there talking to America. I'm thinking like, oh, she about to say like what the conversation I had last night, how he was being weird about.
Oh, he got a secret.
Child,
help me figure it out.
That Jerry was cute. Blue don't.
One day it's gonna click. Imagine the day it clicks in Blue's mind.
No.
No.
Now, if
imagine when Blue does though,
she'll be right out there with Julie when it clicks.
That's when it's gonna click.
When it clicked in.
Listen, she would be
Julie
like,
got to tell him because like you say, he's itching to do this, and it's like he's playing with fire at this point. Because you tell the wrong person something, or she does eventually spill it on accident. Because I can see her accidentally saying it, and people putting the clues together. But because it's just too close. You talking about? Oh, she's like, oh, where your mama stay? Where'd your daddy stay? Okay,
and it seemed like she asking those questions specifically, and it might just be because she just wants to know more about him. So I don't think it necessarily has clicked yet, but I kind of want to. I don't want to ruin this, but I want it to click. I want to see where it goes. I want to see where this conversation goes, and I would like for it to go with Blue outside of the house.
I would like it to implode right after jury. If jury happens and Blue, for some reason it clicks, because I just don't want Suri or none of them to go too early.
Yeah, I need them to at least make jury.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have a ranking. So we are going to rank all 14 of the remaining house guests. Oh, and how are we doing this? Are we doing our who are going to be their faves, or is it gameplay? Gameplay of just this week?
We're just going to base it off gameplay this week.
Gameplay.
And so just one final question. is this? Are we taking into account like future outlook, or is it
No.
purely this week?
I'm just gonna say just this week because we can do this we're gonna do this at the end of every week.
I
every
would just
Sunday.
combine everything for me that's happening, everything that's from day one.
Oh, yeah,
to now.
all the way up until
From
I
day
agree
one
with
to
that.
Day
now.
one till now. All right.
yes.
Well, I will get us started, and we can argue, but it'd be a lot easier if we get people placed, and then we can argue after. But to start, I'm gonna just throw my guy Corey up in number 1.
Agree. For sure.
Yep.
Corey's getting number
snap!
one
We
for
all
me.
agreed. Okay. I'm actually
Island.
spinning. Hold up, y'all.
Whoa.
Hold up. Let me get another guarantee. Let me throw my guy Heisem in last place.
Wrong.
No.
No.
Huh?
No.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Put Heisem back.
Hold up. We can move him up. I'll move him to 13. Who's been worse?
I'm gonna go with Byyyeee.
Tracy, I was thinking the same thing. Cause like, what? I saw this one.
She
tweet,
did.
it was like,
She did a little bit this week, but not enough.
I saw this one.
Heisem. Go ahead, Josh.
Like I saw this one tweet saying of like recapping, like quoting like conversation between like Sari and Izzy. They're like, "Oh, Bowie's like this mastermind. Bowie's this, Bowie's that."
Yes.
And so instead a picture of like this is how Bowie.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I put that she was really on that boat in the pool playing,
Yeah. Like,
sipping her Mai Tai.
See, the only thing is, it's a pretty decent chance. I give it 70% chance that Heisem goes. With Heisem going, like, can we say he's playing better than Byyyeee? I guess we can, because it's partially not his fault. But
Yeah.
it's more just Suri and them freaking out and just on how Heisem was treating them, which is still Heisem being bad.
Yeah, that's still reflective on his bad social skills, which definitely do make him like he's definitely down in the red zone. That's undebatable. He occupied one of them red spots.
But because his time is almost up, there are people who should be playing better than they are, knowing that his time is almost up.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna go up to the top
who we pulling up?
for 2. A 2 for me, actually, I think would be Izzy. And I'm gonna give Izzy 2 for the simple fact of she was also named a target in the Heisem Izzy threat game with Riley.
Back in the day.
This girl has been very, very upfront with who she don't like in the house, which her number one person is Cam.
He said the feeling is mutual today.
And what's even funny is Cam was gonna pick her for veto choice, and he talked about his possible nominations, and Izzy was not even a backdoor option. Not even a 1 or 2 or a 3. No. So I think our girl Izzy is in a really good place right now. So I'm definitely giving her 2.
Playing the game. Agreed.
See, you want to know what's funny? Because in my head, I was gonna preface it with this. I feel like in my mind, Corey cemented at 1, but I feel like 2 through what do we have? 12. This could be any order. Because personally, I would have threw Izzy closer to 10. Because I don't think Heisem has Izzy on her radar at all. I think Heisem would go far with Izzy. Is Izzy his end game? Maybe not, but I don't think Heisem would take a shot at Izzy at all. But
he wouldn't.
She's
He said he was
spearheaded.
her what's it called? Final 2?
Exactly. But she's spearheaded.
Did he tell her that though?
He told her that to her face. And I think it's the truth. And I think he 100% only said that because he knows he could beat her. He thinks he could beat her.
Mm-hmm. But still, with Izzy spearheading Heisem going out the house, that's where I throw her lower. We'll keep her there, and we'll get more names on the list. Okay. Josh, who do we want to pull next? And we could throw him in a random slot. We could throw him in the middle.
I'll take Cameron for 12.
I'll take it. He's our current Pawn Star.
Yeah, I ain't even got no argument. Next, you can stay his ass right there.
All right, Eric, who you got?
I am going to move America up to 6. Oh no, that's 7. 7.
Yeah,
right in the middle of the middle zone, top of the middle.
In the middle,
top of the middle. Yeah.
No argument.
Sweet. No arguments. Anything else we got to say about America? I will say she has the right amount of gaming in my mind this early on.
Yes,
so
because
she's doing enough and too little at the same time. So
yeah, she's not in a power position. But do you win a game? Do you win Big Brother in week 3? I guess you can somewhat if you're Derek, but you won't.
Actually, a lot of other. But I don't know. There's 5 winners that I don't know. I watched this video by Purdy.
Oh yeah, Josh and I were talking about this.
Yeah, and like
we're gonna bring that up on the next episode. I remember you said that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you literally broke down like the history of the third HOH being one of the most pivotal actual HOHs throughout the entire season. Because week 1, you're just thrown in the pool. You don't really know what you're doing. Week 2 is usually always a brash reaction to whatever happened week 1. But week 3, that's where game structures actually go and like settle in. And like whatever moves and like things are actually done for the purpose of propelling yourself in the game. And they check the track record. No one who's ever won the third HOH has flopped. All of them have made a pretty good run in the game, and like
5 of them have won, right?
Five
right.
winners. And the only ones that kind of flopped are ones that got screwed over by other twists, a la Jesse and 11 and Sam or whichever one of them white guys in 21, because he wanted to put up the jacks, but because of Camp Comeback,
I still don't believe he would have did it because who he is now and how the stuff he be saying now. I don't believe it.
I got to take it as a grain of salt for what was seen at the time.
Right. And I didn't watch those feeds, so I don't know if it was real or not.
Right. I'm just saying at the time, if it weren't for Camp Comeback, he would have targeted the Jacks. So that's all we can go off of. But that's why I'm hopeful for Felicia winning this third HOH. Seeing that like
that girl gonna stay.
And while we talk about Felicia, I'm just gonna go ahead and move Felicia up to 5 so we can keep talking about her. That's about where I'd put her right now. And we can move her after, but
go on put that hoe at 5. No, just like
look, and now Felicia last to go with it.
I just play. She gonna peach me. Don't peach me. Auntie Felicia, she look like she a peacher. You know how like your
oh yeah,
show ass. I'm sorry.
But you know, if she was to hear, I feel like she would laugh at you calling her that.
She'd be like, "Bitch," she might cuss me out.
She'd be like, "Heifer."
Yeah, so, exactly.
Let me ask y'all this: if y'all putting Izzy at 2, then does Sari get 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's exactly where she was gonna go for me.
Sari, she's at 3 because she be doing too much, but we know it's because she's still suffering from survivor syndrome.
Yes.
And other than that, but going back to why I said she's still
got
perfect.
A case of that SS. Yes.
Because even though she's been although Izzy gets us stirred up and she starts this paranoia twist and whirlwind and starts all these things and flipping and flopping and this and that, and she always recovers herself. Like everybody thought it was the end of Three's game last week when she started the motion for Riley and then stopped it midway. She recovered on both sides. So not only did Heisem not know that she was in charge of trying to keep Riley's side thought that it was their fault as to why it didn't work. And Riley then told her side to work with Sari. And she covered herself with Heisem, making them believe that everybody else did it and it wasn't her. So even with all of this happening, even though she did all this flipping and flopping this time, she still has found herself to be in a great position.
And in my opinion, I think she's in a better position than Izzy, where Izzy's in a position where I think she was crying about it in the comic room today, but she's like, man, I'm with Sari, who I would lose to. Who else? Corey, who I would lose to. And I think she said Jared, and she's like, I think Jared always takes Sari, and I maybe lose to Jared.
And just to put a pin in that, after we talk about their conversation, Jared went to Sari talk about how I want to get out Izzy. So, like,
I think that's sibling rivalry, though. That's just siblings being siblings.
He mad because Izzy called him out on his.
That's why, because that happened, right? Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Ain't that like a sibling?
The kids are fighting.
When your sibling, older sibling, or whoever tell you something that you don't like, so then you go to your, well, they was being mean to me, and I don't let it.
I don't know. I don't know. Jared is kind of showing signs of Montyism.
Oh no, I think he worse than Monty.
And because I believe Jared, even against the wishes of Sari, I think he'd possibly take the shot.
Now, while we're talking about Jared, go
ahead. We place Jared.
We putting Jared below or above Felicia?
6. for now.
Yeah, below.
No,
Felicia.
he can go. Wait.
I'd put him at 4. I'd put him at 4 personally.
4. I could.
And we can adjust it. We'll throw him at 4. We'll adjust this after. But we were just.
But you know what? Go ahead, Eric.
No, you got it.
I'm not talking about Jared. So go ahead if you have.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. Based on how he was able to bring them back to sanity a little bit, you know, he was able to, you know, hold the dogs for a little bit and tell them to wait. Let's chill. Let's have conversations. Let me go have these conversations, and I'll let you know how I feel about this conversation, and then we'll make a plan and see if we need to reroute and change up. And the way he had these conversations were so strategic. I don't even know if he'd being strategic, and I'm just like,
I'm pretty sure he don't.
He thinks.
I don't even know he know that what he did was really great and how he phrased these questions. He was like, so what if, I'm not saying that I'm gonna do this, but what if I went to Mama Felicia, and presented red as an option? What would you do?
Even though they already had this conversation.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's the way he was like, and he was just going through, and they were like, no, well, let's not do that. Well, we can still talk to her, but she still set on Heisem. So he made it seem like it was his idea to potentially present, not that there was something, because what they don't know is they get ready to send all y'all behinds that's on this hammock up on the block at this point. But the way he was able to get the information and see where they were at, I thought he did a really good job at keeping a level head amidst all that craziness. I said maybe that shower is what protected him from that paranoia mist that was going on. From that leak that they got in that back room, that gas leak going on back there. But that shower let him keep a clear head, because he could have easily been influenced by what they were saying if he was a lesser player, in my opinion.
And I'm not gonna lie, if I'm in there with my mom's, I'm following everything she says. But he did it. Yeah, and he correctly assessed that. Hey, we're doing a little bit too much, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, I want to go back up to the top. And let me see if y'all agree with me. I do want to replace Sari with Izzy, only because Sari does have a mind of her own. Izzy contradicts herself sometimes, and because she wants to follow behind Sari. So she doesn't really have a mind of her own. She does, but when Sari is in the room, whatever Izzy is thinking gets
and that's how I feel about Felicia. Felicia is very strong-willed herself, but because she's best friend, like, Sari is like her sister in this game, right? Yes. And she trusts her with pretty much her game. So I believe that no matter what Sari says, she's gonna believe Sari, because she like, that's my girl. And if Sari think you gotta go, guess what? You gotta go. Yep. So it's not that she don't have a mind of her own, but she considers Sari an extension of herself. So
exactly.
Sari stays
whatever. It's a case of like, is he gonna run to Sari with her thoughts? But I don't think that Sari is always gonna necessarily do the same in reverse.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
She don't.
All right, bring it on.
Let's move on to the invisible other side of the house.
Next, I'm gonna go with Jag, and bring Jag up to
8.
You know what? 8. Yeah, exactly.
He started playing.
I'm already saying, you know what? Matt is gonna go 6 for sure.
Yep.
Let me tell y'all, I didn't talk about this in the feed. This happened earlier before. Riley leaving. Everybody talking about it was a mistake for Riley to leave. Okay, for anybody in the house, Riley leaving is the perfect situation to happen with Matt. Okay, because everybody is trying to pull Matt right now. Okay, the professors want Matt. The young kids want Matt, and now there is a little divide that sort of started happening and forming today with Red and Cameron, Red and Cameron, and they pulled Matt in. And the fact that these people knew or thought they were comfortable enough to talk to Matt and say, "Hey, yo, we targeting your alliance. I know you have an alliance with
they said you need to drop
Jag, but we going on the block." And you know what's smart? I didn't get to watch the whole conversation, but Matt told Jag that he was having a conversation with them. He's like, "What was y'all talking about?" He said, "Well, they just telling me like Mimi was saying my name." Oh, is Matt playing? Matt is playing Big Brother, y'all. Okay. Shout out to Matt.
And all it takes is a side fracture. A side fractured, and everyone wants the bits and pieces. And Matt is the most alone.
He really is.
Yeah, he's the one to watch for me, definitely in the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Now, quick question: do y'all think he should win HOH in the next little bit? I think he'll try.
No.
No.
I wouldn't put it past him to try hard.
Before this conversation
Listen.
with Red and Cameron, I would have said yes. But because he did say he would put up Mimi and them, I don't want Mimi on the block just yet. Even though she needs to get her gumption up in her own words, I don't want her on the block yet.
He said that he would put up Mimi and Byyyeee as his noms. I don't think the only way I see Matt being in trouble next week is somehow if Heisem stays. But if Heisem goes on the block, he might be looking for other targets because Matt was definitely number one on his list. But now that, he's free, who knows? So right now, Matt is very, very low on the radar for anybody in the house.
Right? Yeah. And still in the ounce of danger of the names being said, but I agree. I don't see him going up, and I think he's in a really good position.
The fact that she was like, I'm putting Matt on the block.
Yep.
Can we agree that Blue goes at 11?
Oh, sure.
I'm just going to put Mimi at 11.
Let's talk about it. I'm just going to order it like this for now. We have everyone with the spot. Red, a bed of Mimi, and Blue.
Red go at 11.
Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. Who's going where? Because
Blue
has missed. I don't know. I think Red, I was going to say before yesterday.
Red was up a little higher.
Before yesterday, I was going to put Red at like 3, 4.
Oh.
But
he ain't did nothing.
Exactly.
He ain't did nothing, but he's in a great position. Well, Red, it felt like he's in a great position.
He's at the bottom of his lines. Nobody told him who it was, and he's been named to be put on the block from. He was named to be put on the block from a lot of people coming up. So
he was safer than Jag, safer than America, safer than Matt.
But this week, now. But think about it now. I honestly believe that if they don't do Heisem, I really think that either Red or Mimi going to be
Red is 100% going up. I don't think Mimi, honestly. I think if they do flip tomorrow, or tonight, because nomination series is 100% going to be Red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I would think if
that's why I would put him lower.
That's why I was saying if it's not Heisem, it's going to definitely be one of those two. But definitely,
I would flip Red and Mimi. That's what I would do.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Okay. Because Mimi, that's what frustrates me. I love Mimi. She's one of my draft picks, and I think she has so much potential in this game because she is aware of some things going on. She knows her lines is flip-flopping, and she knows her social game. She needs to be doing more, but she's not doing it. And I'm just like, sis, you know what you should do, but you're not doing it. Why? Because you're feeling safe and you shouldn't. So maybe she do need to hit that block. Maybe that's going to wake her up. When she hit that block,
on the
that's what's going to wake her up.
Yeah, because that do wake up a lot of people. Either you going to wake up and play or take your ass home.
Because this
I really hope it wakes her up.
Because everybody has been making these separate alliances, and she hasn't been included in these alliances moving forward. And so, because she's stuck with a one-track mind with the side that she's not, and she's not out here maneuvering with these other people like she should be. Corey wants to work with her desperately, and she's not giving him the time of day.
Yeah.
And the same with America too. So really, that's a knock in her game because he wants to desperately work with her too, and she not picking up what he putting down. And it's like the best player in the game right now won't y'all, and he's saving y'all's games. Low key, Mimi don't even know how much he just saved her game. America too, because both of y'all was on the block. If it had, and he saved y'all, so she need to.
We can keep Blue at 11. I really would like. What's the bottom number?
14.
14. I would really like to put her at 14 just because she be cuddling with Jared, and that's nasty. But I'm gonna let her stay at 11.
I don't.
The thing with Blue, 14. I also disagree with that.
But we don't.
Go at 14.
I think Blue.
If I think her game from now to here, I would give him 14. But I can argue her to go up, maybe like 12.
If I'm thinking win potential, I also put Byyyeee at 14 just because I'm like, I don't see the vision of her winning the game. But if I also include the position that she's in after the past 3 weeks, shoot, she's in a better position than Red is. She's more in the professors, and I think she can be seen as a pawn, and maybe she's that pawn on the other side.
She's definitely pawn.
And maybe she's that pawn that goes home instead of taking the direct shot at Suri and that crew.
I think that, the house don't know this, but I think a lot of people Byyyeee ain't doing nothing in this house, and we sometimes forget she there. but we're forgetting
I think
that she's an attorney. She's not dumb.
I think she's listening. I don't think she's all the way connected in the game, but I think that woman knows more than what we're seeing.
Exactly.
100%.
I think she knows more than Blue.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She's an
So
attorney.
I throw her above Blue.
Yeah, she should be. I put her above Red too, because I feel like if they were both on the block, Red goes home.
Put Byyyeee at 9. Who's at 9?
Byyyeee at 10.
Byyyeee at 10.
Pull us down.
Heisem 14.
Yeah.
And you know what? I kind of wanted to force this audience because I just wanted to make a joke. At the bottom 3 people are all people that I drafted that are on my team. Heisem, Blue, Cameron, and I just lost Riley. It's not looking good. Hey, when I draft, I'll draft the faves. I draft the boots, and I try to keep y'all's faves out of the list. So you're welcome, listeners, because that's my squad right there.
Listen, this was me, like I said.
Let's look at our list. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
No, I was just saying that was me losing everybody week to week, back to back. Pitiful.
All right, at the top we have Corey.
Yeah, go ahead for our
we have
podcast listeners. They can't see this.
Our order is Corey at 1, and then we have a list of the Gosh Dang Suri and them's crew. We have Suri at 2, Izzy at 3, Jared at 4, Felicia at 5, Matt at 6, America at 7, Jag at 8, Mimi at 9, Bowie Jane at 10, Red at 11, Blue at 12, Cameron at 13, and finally, if things stay the same, the person that's going to be leaving, Mr. Heisem at 14.
I was going to show y'all something, but I don't know if I can do it.
Wait, go back down. Not you put, what's that boy name in the nether region? The girl.
I am weak.
The nether region.
I don't know if y'all noticed during the podcast, I thought of this and I messed up the setup a little bit. So I was like,
you hit this so well because we did not even know that you hit
I didn't even see that. The nether region is hilarious. Or, as Eric calls it,
the necker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Got to put a couple gaps between him and the girls that got voted out.
Funny. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna literally put up our draft list. This is where the draft currently is standing right now. Me and Eric, we holding steady in the game.
Steady, rock steady.
And Josh ain't lost nobody either. So everybody holding steady except for Eli. Apparently.
Hey,
Eli,
you know what?
Riley. So and his nom is a potentially the backdoor option. So he got 2 noms on the block, actually.
But just wait. But just wait till it clicks in Blue's mind. And she's gonna run this game. She's gonna expose
the only
Serene
thing clicking in Blue's
Jared.
mind is I was about to say something bad. Let me stop.
I knew what you was getting ready to say too.
That's Blue Hunted. Blue Hunted represented and Blue Hunted running the game. And Blue's cutting Jared.
Is that their ship name?
No,
you know what? Shout out Reese at Valerie Gallery. I saw her use that. I had to steal it from her, and I'm a Blue Hunted
from
Pooh Hunted.
That's his nickname, Pooh Hunted.
Yeah,
I thought it was just Pooh.
That's his rap name. That's his. I think that's his rap name.
Oh my god, Blue Hunted. That's funny, yo.
Crazy.
So shout out Reese. She knows she's a goat. She's a goat.
That's funny.
And if it was someone else, but that's who I got it from.
I'm cracking up.
That's funny.
But yeah, Blue Hunted running it all, and yeah, Blue's cutting Jared at final 2 or at final 3, and sitting at the end with Bowie. Cinema.
Yeah, I was trying to show you.
Blue Hunted got me crying, yo.
Let's see. Where is it at? Because I need y'all's opinion.
Wait, this for the pod?
Yeah.
Pod. What is this?
Y'all, do he not look like him?
Yo, Brendan?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I kept looking. I was like,
Nah,
why he look familiar? The same smile. Yeah.
The bottom picture looks similar.
If he didn't have that wig on there.
I mean, their eyes are different. Their noses are different.
I guess I can see it. I guess he could look like his uncle.
Because I'm just thinking about all these relationships. We keep talking about Felicia and Denzel and Cherie and all these things. And I remember, what's her name? Julie talking about nobody is as they seem. Like, who
I feel like they would have released that secret by now.
I don't know.
Eric,
you know what? Go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say, Eric, go brush your teeth and go to bed.
Because this man has been on his ring pop for over an hour.
Baby,
I don't know how he ain't finished it.
At least an hour and 40 minutes, at least. 2 hours. Because we ran our mouth for 30 minutes before we even hit record.
Oh my God. Leave me alone.
No.
But y'all, that's gonna wrap us up for the week. Yeah. Unless y'all got any final thoughts. I'm Team Cerie. I want her to get to the end. I don't care what y'all say. That's it.
I'm Team Fun Feeds. So
Team Fun Feeds for sure.
So I am hoping that my boy Jag wins the pressure cook. I want the other side to win, even though he ain't taking a shot at Cerie and the other side. But I just want chaos. That's what I'm here for.
Shout out pressure cooker coming in at literally like the perfect time where everyone's all over the place.
And everybody got to fight for it. Everybody got to fight.
And I was saying, like, it's too early. There's not enough drama. Child, who was wrong with me? It's enough drama.
It's enough drama.
But I don't care what nobody say. I still want Heisen to stay because pressure cooker would be so much better. Red can go on that block. I'm sorry.
I just don't see a scenario in which Heisen stays and it doesn't blow back on Serena in terms of the target. Because, like, how does he stay? Oh, unless the house votes. Okay, then that's different. But as long as he's on the block, then I don't think he'd get the blowback as much.
We gonna see.
Yeah. Well, listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Who Won't Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Don't forget to follow us on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, at Who All There, and on YouTube at Who All Gonna Be There podcast. Make sure you click like. Make sure you're sharing with your friends, family, auntie, uncles, and cousins. And most importantly, that you are subscribing. Until next time.
Have a good night.
Out of here.